So, my husband, Ted, is in the military. We have generally lived on base every station we have been to, because the surrounding towns can be very crime-ridden. Also, with my husband gone most of the time, the extra security is appreciated. I work from home due to us moving so often. So one afternoon I was taking a break. I had made a bite to eat and was snuggling up on the couch with my dog. That's when I heard the sliding glass door open. It was so nonchalant I thought it was Ted. I saw my cat run from the kitchen and a shadow standing near the door entering it. I thought maybe he had come back for something, so I called out for him and was like, "What are you doing? Did you forget something?" No answer. This is where I just got an eerie feeling. After I asked what he was doing here, I saw the shadow move and heard the click of the sliding door lock. From there, he walked to the laundry room and shut the door. I still had received no response. So I am sitting on the couch, scared out of my mind, and I call my husband, hoping to hear his phone in the laundry room. I don't hear a ring, but he answers. I asked him why he came home and didn't answer me. All he says is, "That wasn't me, grab the dog and get in your car." I freak. After getting off the phone with Ted, I grab the dog and run to my car. From there, I call the military police. Waiting for them was probably the longest 20 minutes of my life. When they got there, they cleared the house and found nobody. They asked me to make a statement, and even they were baffled that someone would try this on a base. We still live here. I am so scared he will come back. Bear in mind, this was late 2009 and I was only 10 at the time. Me, my mother and stepdad lived in a small town in Sweden in a big house. If you were upstairs, you could still hear talking down at the kitchen, so it wasn't that isolated. One evening when I was home alone, my mom and stepdad were going to my grandma's house. I asked them if I could stay home alone because, as a typical 10-year-old, I thought I was too grown up for a babysitter. After about an hour of nagging, she gave up and told me I could stay home alone, only if I kept the door locked and never opened to anyone. It was really exciting for me, and I stayed up really late watching cartoons. If I remember correctly, I was watching SpongeBob in our living room and eating ice cream. After about 5 minutes of eating the delicious ice cream, I was sure I heard a silent knock on the door. I didn't think much of it and continued watching the show. Another 5 minutes passed and I heard the knocking again, but this time it was much louder. I was frozen in fear and waited for the knocking to stop. After about 30 seconds, the knocking stopped and the only sound was the TV. I called my mom and she said that she'd be home in 20 minutes and she told me to go into my room and lock the door. I went into my room without turning the TV sound off, so it was pretty loud. I sat in my room and after 2 minutes, I heard somebody not knocking, but banging really loudly at the door. I was frozen in fear once again. After about 3 minutes, I could hear the door lock turn and somebody walking in. The person was inside of my house while I was home alone. I sat there in my room quietly and then the TV turned off. The footsteps were louder and it felt like it was coming towards my room. After a couple of seconds, the steps stopped and I could hear knocking on my bedroom door. I heard someone say, "Let me in, I have something for you." I started screaming and crying for my mother, and the man started to shake the door handle. After 2 minutes, I heard a car outside, so I looked out of the window. It was my mom. I opened the window and screamed for help. I said that there was a man in the house. My stepdad ran quickly towards the shed to get his axe, and he ran up the stairs. The man quickly ran out the back door, and my stepdad ran after him into the streets. My mom called the police, and my stepdad calmed me down when he got in. This is an experience I will never forget.